Chapter 38.
You are now listening to the Chapter of the Architect with DJ Architect.
What's going on, my peoples? Want to welcome you guys to Chapter 38, Chapter of the Architect. Here with me in the studio, probably for the last time, perhaps sometime in the near future or in the distant future, they'll come back to pay your homeboy a visit. But we got my homeboy Big Burgers in the place to be and his wife Carol. And like I said, this is probably going to be their last time because this coming Wednesday, they're going to be leaving the state of California and they're going to be on their way out to Ohio, I believe.
Yes,
right?
Vermilion, my dog. Yes,
right
yes,
on Lake
y'all.
Erie.
Yeah, guys, how you guys doing? How you guys feeling?
I'm out this bitch.
Carol, did you obviously your work already knows that you guys that you're leaving? Have you submitted?
No.
We'll give them to them raw.
Yeah, I am.
Why not?
Well, the
how you
thing
gonna
is,
do it?
Well, I just saw the surgeon yesterday. I'm in so much pain still. He gave me a shot in my knee. Fuck, I jumped. That shit hurt. And then he said, it takes 6 weeks to work. I said, what am I supposed to do?
Ooh.
He said, you're off work another 6 weeks.
So that's how many weeks total?
What did he say, baby?
That's about we had he said we were at
Like 9 weeks,
9
right?
weeks. So that's 2 months in the week.
So that's 14 weeks total.
This shit
Yeah,
is
no,
just-
not even 11. No, it ain't even, so she been off 9 weeks basically.
Another
Man.
6.
Man, that needle, he said close your eyes, right?
Was it your knee you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, where's the pain? I said, right here. And that's where he shot. I'm like, seriously?
Hey, he hit that bone.
No.
He didn't hit the bone?
It was
No.
in the joint.
Right in the
Look,
joint.
I watched. He said to her, you're going to feel a little pain. Close your eyes. And I'm sitting there next to her and I'm looking at this fucking needle, man. And I'm like, oh, shit. Right?
He come to pain.
And look, here come the pain. You know what I mean? And when he put it in her knee, she jumped to the point that the needle came out.
Ooh.
And I had to grab her hand and say, hey, settle the fuck down. Take the pain.
Hey,
And then he put it back in and he said, I'm doing it slow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that didn't make a
Dog,
difference.
that shit was crazy. That needle was like, man, it was like 4 inches long at
feel you.
least. I was like, fuck that shit.
about 6 weeks ago, I got my first cortisone shot for plantar fasciitis on my left foot. Never had one before.
Ooh,
That's the ankle area?
That's the bottom of your foot. So I got diagnosed with heel spurs and plantar fasciitis. Right? And
That's fucked up.
Which is probably
Service related.
service related, right, to the Marine Corps.
Yes, sir.
So he said, you're gonna need a cortisone shot. It's that bad. So I said, okay, go ahead and do what you gotta do.
Yeah, right.
He said, listen, you're gonna be surprised. You're gonna be surprised. So I'm letting you know right now, whatever you do not move once I insert the needle. I said, okay. So I'm thinking I'm gonna feel some kind of pain, right? So I'm ready for it. I'm thinking the needle's gonna go straight underneath the bottom of the foot. No, he goes in through the
At the
side at the ankle portion, and it goes all the way straight until it hits the bone. Oh. When it was entering, it is what it is. It is nothing big, right? We've all gotten shots before. Okay, so you feel that pain, but it's ain't nothing that's gonna kill you. The moment the needle hit the bone, I jumped. So I recoiled my left foot, my left leg. I recoiled it, and he put both hands up like, "Oh man, don't kick me in my face now." And then he calmly said, "Please do not move." I looked down at him, and then the needle is doing like that.
It's dangling and shit. I was going to ask you what happened to the needle.
The needle was stuck in there.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
And so anyways, yes, that was painful. So I could imagine the pain that you went through with your knee and all. But aside from that, so when are you going to tell them that you're not coming back?
Well, first I'm going to see if they let me go. Because normally they won't let you off that long of a time. Bastards. I don't want to go back anyway, so fuck it.
This is an Indian casino. We're not going to say the name, but this is an Indian casino, right?
Yeah, Indian reservation.
Okay.
They make their own rules.
So there's no compensation, no pension, no.
Oh, I'm on disability.
Oh, you're on disability. Okay, all right. Anything like regarding 401k or retirement? Nothing.
No.
Oh wow, man! But they got money though. They got money. That's for
They
damn
don't
sure.
give it to us.
Are you guys packed up and are you guys?
Movers already took all our stuff.
Yeah, the movers came through, man.
So
That
you
was
guys
stressful.
were telling me earlier that the movers was trying to jack you guys. What
Yeah,
happened?
mad hard.
Thievery everywhere.
Right, exactly. It's like everybody trying to make an extra buck. So we got quoted at an X amount. You know, I ain't gonna put the amount out there because nobody needs to know our business like that. But then they turn around and try to charge us damn near the same damn price that we were quoted at. And I'm like,
Double.
hold up. Like
Yeah.
double.
Double.
Yeah, you
was-
said damn near price. I'm like, what's wrong with that? Doubled the price.
Right.
Double
the
the quote.
price. Right. Excuse me for saying it.
Yeah,
that
that's
way.
crazy. So
And I was like, hold up.
they were probably trying to come up on you guys.
They were.
Well, yeah.
I mean, the dudes that actually came into the place to be was legit as fuck. I give them, and when I called the company and talked to them, because I called the company right in front of the dude, the head dude. It was two movers, and I literally was like, "Yo, man, these guys really did an excellent job, but y'all ain't gonna sneak away with all the dough like that." Because the young lady that gave us the quote told us, "Oh, they'll wrap your pictures and shit for free," right? So now check this out. This is the crazy shit about it, because the gentleman that really did the moving, the two dudes that did the moving, the one dude that was in charge, because you know it's always one guy that's the one that do all the paperwork and go through sequence and tell you what the fuck this is that, this is that, whatever the fuck. He said, "I can't believe this shit is packed like this," because me and Carol packed that shit like we was gonna put it on the truck ourselves. I'm talking about like double the tape truck, man. We went through like $100+ just in tape.
Wow.
I was making sure everything was taped to perfection. And I said to him, I said, "You said it when you came in the door. I can't believe it's packed this way," because this dude was like, it's people that be like sometimes like trying to pack dirty dishes type shit.
Nasty, man.
Yeah, that's nasty as fuck. Like, hold on, let me
Underwear
finish
all over
eating.
the floor.
Underwear on the floor. And that wasn't the case with us. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And I told him before I made the phone call, I said, "You look at how we pack this shit. Now you tell me that if that woman would have told us that we had to pay extra to get these fucking picture frames and pictures and shit wrapped, we wouldn't have done it."
Right.
We could have did that shit
Did yourself.
ourselves.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say, man.
Right.
So it was so clean, I had a good case. So he couldn't shut me down on that.
Hey, so the location where you guys are going to be staying,
Yes, sir.
is already locked and cocked. You guys already got the agreement
Oh, yeah.
over there in Ohio.
Yeah.
Burgers, you was telling me a story that you said the person living in that spot had passed away or something like that.
Yes, sir.
Did he pass away in that location?
No.
Oh, I'm about to say, man, you about to get some ghosts coming to your ass.
No. He loves me because I kept the promise with him. You know, it's almost bringing tears to my eyes right now, man, because he was a good man. You know what I'm saying? And we was on the phone. I remember Carol, one of her not fans. I was gonna say fans, but one of her
Regulars
Regulars came in.
at my job.
right was like, "Oh, y'all looking for a place?" Well, I got a property manager, and then it just all started clicking. And I talked to him. I said, "Man, I ain't got the best credit. You know what I mean? I want to get out of this apartment. You see what I'm saying?" And he was like, he told me a long story, and I couldn't believe it. He was just like, "You know what, young blood." And when he said young blood, I was just, you know, I giggled and shit to myself. He said, "I've been in a predicament where I ain't had shit. And someone gave me a chance. And he said, you know what? I'm gonna hold the crib for you, dog. That's what he said to me.
Wow.
I said, Charlie, I got the dough. I got the dough. You know, I was pressing the money situation. And I said, I promise you I'll never be on rent.
Late.
I'm late on rent. Never be late on rent. I promise you. And the manager of the property didn't want. She gave us access to the garage in the beginning, so we started moving early, and that's a smart way to do it if you can do it.
Right. If you have
So
the
right. So all I had to worry about was the big shit at the end of the day.
Right. Furniture and all that.
We was sitting in the garage. He had that little, you know, those little fold out chairs that you take to the field when you go to the field as a Marine and shit. And he was sitting there when I pulled up, and Carol was at work. And we sat there. I gave him the dough. We did the walkthrough, and he sat down. And he just said, and I looked him in his eyes. And this dude, I don't have anything against gays, but he wasn't gay. But he had the prettiest eyes, man, baby blue eyes, and he darker than us. And he said, you gonna take care of my crib, dog? And I said, of course I am. So I'm making sure, because some people, you know how people get down, and that's and that killed me when I found out he passed away.
Wow.
But some people, they'll leave the crib fucked up. That ain't happening. I made a promise. I'm gonna keep that promise. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna extend that to something else, because I was a real dirtbag in my life at times.
Indeed. Indeed.
A lot of people
preach on.
Yeah. So. But you know what? I really figured out. I think I found my peace with the Lord, man. And I ain't trying to get extra religious, but when you tell the truth, it will fucking set you free. And now I'm free as fuck. And I'm trying to be a man of my word and do what I say. And it makes you feel better as a person, man. That's real talk. I'm not fucking lying, man. I'm about to cry on this bitch.
Plus, he's a really good husband.
There you go. Now, let's make this podcast about you guys and you guys leaving, but let's tell some stories about how I met Mr. Burgers here in a place to be. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, here I am, a corporal, did 2 years in Okinawa, Japan, and I'm coming to Camp Pelton here in San Diego, California. Beautiful location. I come in and I get introduced to Mr. Burgers. Burgers was a shit bird, is what you call a Marine who's a dirtbag. He was a shit bird. How could I say it? He was being referred to as a shit bird by a particular individual who didn't care for him.
Yeah.
When I met Burgers, he was a shit bird. But he was a real funny ass cat. We would so what we would do is, we would be working together, and there would be individuals of higher rank, gunnery sergeants, master sergeants, and we would sit there and we would make fun of them. And the master sergeants kind of figured out, or the gunnery sergeants kind of figured out that we were making fun of them, because him and I would be sitting there chuckling, laughing like little fucking high school girls and shit, right? Not directly pointing, but anytime that one of them would walk around, we start laughing at these motherfuckers, and they really couldn't, get, like, what are they gonna say? Why are you laughing at me? We weren't really directly laughing at them. We would continue working and just start busting out laughing. So let me tell you guys some of the stories that while we were laughing. So we had two gunnery. I think it was a gunnery sergeant and a master sergeant, and these guys, for whatever reason, I think they were probably butt buddies, or they wanted to be twins, but they had these mustaches.
Mustachery.
Yeah, mustache. And these guys, they wanted to be twins. So Burger started calling these guys mustachery. One of them was like, "Oh, they go Gunny mustachery."
And I think I think another one was like meathead or some shit. He had a big ass. You know what? He saved my ass though, so I give him love.
Let's explain.
Yeah.
He came off the drill field and he had a big ass head. He had a dinosaur head.
Yeah.
Motherfucker had
Yeah.
a boulder head and
Yeah, a boulder on his shoulders, you know what I'm saying?
So
Real talk.
what did you call him? What were you calling him?
I think
The meathead.
Gunny Meatloaf or some shit. I was
No,
calling him some.
you were calling him meathead.
Yeah. He saved my ass though.
What happened?
Oh, dog. Like I said, I've always been honest. I was fucking with this Italian and Middle Eastern chick. I don't think she was
I remember her.
yeah. I don't even think she
I don't
was,
know if I could tell the story because your wife is here.
Yeah, we can tell the
I
story.
can deal with
You
it.
good?
Of course, yeah. That's
Tell the story.
I already said I'm free. So yeah, that was a fucked up situation, and I should have fucked her up for that. I get it, but anyway, this chick said she was pregnant by me and shit.
Oh, this is how.
Remember?
This is how, ladies and gentlemen. This is how I think our first interactions
Yes,
between me and
it
Burgers
is.
happened. So,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind, I'm a corporal. I'm a non-commissioned officer. He's a lance corporal, so I'm responsible for him. He directly reports to me, and there's two mission objectives in the Marine Corps, and that's mission accomplishment and troop welfare. Those are priority in the Marine Corps. So higher ups, people with higher rank, they have to take care of their subordinates. A lot of the times that means if there's a child line, the private goes first, then the private first class, then the lance corporal, and then the individual with high rank ends up eats last.
Yeah.
Because we take care of our troops. Very, very different mantra from what the Army and the Air Force and the Navy have. The Navy's the most cutthroat branch of service I've ever seen, man. The higher ups will stomp on an E1 and E2 and will not think of anything about it.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, so continue the story, Burgers.
Oh yeah. So
With the how we met and that particular approach.
And see that was after I stuck my head in your door and shit. You know what I mean? And that was even worse.
That's right. So tell
you-
how you stuck.
you
your
know-
head
I
in
want to
the
hear
door
about the
first.
lion bitch.
We're gonna get to that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so
I'm
yeah, but
interested.
so after we spoke about this in the other podcast, after me and Mr. DJ Architect, my dog, we ran through So anyway, I come to this this dude's door, his barracks door.
Yeah, I just got in there.
Yeah, and I'm like, he a corporal, he got to take care of me. This is what I'm thinking in the back of my mind, and I was like, well, if he don't hand it out, somebody else will. I won't. But I can't tell too many people because then cats start running their mouths, and then all your business on the streets. And I was like, all right, check this out, corporal. I need like 200 and
No.
500.
500
Yeah, I
is
need
what
like 500. I need a mid-grand. You know what I mean? A half a stack because I got this chick pregnant, and she wanted an abortion. And this guy looked at me like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Yo, I just met this fool. I hadn't been with the command. I had maybe 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I know this guy, and he talking about, you my corporal. You're supposed to take care of me. I say, yeah, motherfucker, but not like that. You know what I'm saying? Now you want a sandwich? Here's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, motherfucker. You talking about 500. And because, certain individuals had already dragged his name through the mud, man, I was real
skeptical.
Ooh, I was like, man, but I liked him. I ain't gonna front. Him and I, we
clicked because we East Coast boys basically. So.
We clicked. We got along. The issue is, ladies and gentlemen, the issue is this: when you're an NCO is a non-commissioned officer, which is a corporal or a sergeant. There is no fraternization. Once you're out of work, you really can't fraternize. You can't hang out with each other.
You ain't supposed to.
Well, you're not supposed to, but I said, fuck it. Yeah.
You guys broke that rule.
Right. Anyway, so I, like I said, man, we got along.
I paid, but ladies and gentlemen, let me say
ran
this.
off with
I
the
paid
money?
him back
Well, listen,
when I said I was going to pay him.
Before I gave him the money, I said, listen, you got 2 weeks to give me that money back. And if you don't give me that money back, I'm going to come see you, and you know what I'm talking about. We're not going to take this to the higher ups. I'm going to come see you. So 2 weeks come, the day of him paying me back, the day arrives, and he's got the money, and it ain't fake dollar bills or nothing. I'm like, man, I said, okay, cool. And the thing was,
and I think that's where you were really was like, I can trust
that
him.
was my test for your ass, because if you ain't come up with the money, then that would have solidified everyone's, the people that were telling me, yo, man, why you hanging out with this dude? This guy's a shitbird. He's a, fucking turd nugget. Why you hanging out with him? If you ain't paid me the money, dog, I would have been like, I can't fuck with this dude, man. But he paid me the money. And we was wilding and destroying the streets of Oceanside, destroying the streets of San Diego, destroying the streets of Las Vegas, destroying the streets of Los Angeles,
where we can go,
destroying the streets of San Bernardino, destroying the streets of Inland Empire, anywhere and everywhere, destroying the streets of Tijuana, anywhere and everywhere, baby. Everywhere we went, damage was caused and chaos was, of course, depleted and set up on the land. You understand what I'm saying?
Real. That's word right there. That's word to our mamas, dog. Cause we already knew we wasn't playing no games. We was just like, okay, watch this. And we ain't talking about fighting dudes. That's how I say. We was just having fun.
When you live in the barracks.
Yeah.
And you have, ladies of the land coming to the barracks to pick up your dirty clothes. So they taking them to their house to wash your dirty clothes and then bring them back folded. You doing something. You know what I'm saying? And we was part of the 4 horsemen.
Yep.
And me and my man Burgers was, obviously one of the 2. And then, my man
Montano, he was an animal. Yeah. That boy he had a pretty ass smile. Chicks were like, oh. And we like,
this dude right here.
Hey, you know what I mean? But think about it. That was true. I'm just speaking the truth.
Hey, so let me tell you this one time, Carol, your husband. Let me tell you how slick this motherfucker think he is, right? So I was still fairly new. This was with what's that dude's name? The other corporal. Was it Toncho, real cool cat. Tonche, real cool cat.
Yeah, he was.
Cool Mexican cat.
Yeah, he was real cool. He was a good leader, man.
Yeah, he was.
I grew up amongst you guys, and then finally I got that rank. And I was so proud, real quick, not to cut you off. Tonche was his name. But yeah, once I became a sergeant, I was like, yeah, I'm glad I can make it to this rank. And a lot of people was looking at me sideways because I looked at L-Dot crazy when he was a sergeant. I'm like, this dude was a shithead too. You know what I mean? But okay, I'm sorry about Tonche. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nah, man, that kind of reminds me of Faster. Mm-hmm. When we were corporals and I picked up sergeant, and then Faster was like, damn, dog, you got promoted? And I was like, what? You know the work I put in, son? You know the work I put in? I said, what do you do? You the BAQ manager?
He was the BAQ. And you a sucker when you do that, but he can rap his ass off, but
I mean, what are you doing? Like putting linens on fucking, making sure the linen count is correct for all the sweeping the hallways. That's what the BQ manager does.
That's what the BQ do.
He's like in charge of housing.
Right. So he like the hotel manager.
Right. So
lazy, obviously.
No, it ain't lazy. You just get put in that place. But he was hurt, so.
But he looking at me like, you got promoted, dog? I'm like,
yeah, I remember you told me that.
I put in work, homie. Because not the same day, maybe 2 weeks prior, I had received a Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal that was following me from Okinawa.
Right.
I did some good work in Okinawa, man. You know what I'm saying? And the warrant officer had told me, he goes, you got a medal coming your way. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna forward it. It's gonna take a while, but it'll eventually it'll because I was getting ready to leave.
I remember you got that.
Yeah,
I was standing there. I'm like, damn, dude, a NAM is a big accomplishment. Motherfuckers don't understand that. And this is the crazy part because I got a NAM, but check this out. I got my NAM outside of our MOS.
Oh, you was doing career planner, right?
Career planner, and that's when I tore my Achilles.
Explain to the people who listening what a career planner is.
A career planner is basically in-house recruiters. So you deal with money technically because you have to, like when people get bonuses and shit like that, you got to calculate everything and make sure, okay, well, you've been in this long and you've been in this long, so this is what you're gonna get. You do. It's just a lot of administrative type of work. And I think that's why I started calculating numbers, like, okay. And, you have people mad, like, where the fuck is my re-enlistment papers?
Right.
And I'm like, dude, you ain't the only motherfucker in the Marine Corps. I used to tell top dogs that shit. Because when I tore my Achilles and came back, I was still doing my job here in California. I had one boss. I would come in when I want, did what I want. But I was telling Massar Martinez called me. I'll never fucking remember that. I was on my way to PB, me and Dan.
You'll never forget that?
Yeah, I was
Fuck
just
no.
going to say, you'll never forget
I'll
it.
never forget that. So I was driving down the 5. That's one of the highways here in California for the listeners. And they gave me my own cell phone.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so I had 2 cell phones, so I'm a big baller. You know what I mean? Not really, but fucking cast on my leg and shit. Like, I'm about to get it in no matter what. Me and Dan, Masson called me. And he like, hey, why the fuck didn't my Marine get re-enlisted? And he just started talking a lot of shit. And I said, Masson, you know what? I said, I ain't tripping. I said, I'm a sergeant and I'm doing my goddamn job. Your Marines are not the only motherfuckers in the Marine Corps. It's everywhere, and everything got to go through Virginia. And I spoke to him like that. I said, it's not that process, because every day I would make sure I would check, because this is how it would work. I would walk in my office limping or on crutches, open my door. There you go. Sit down, look, and see who got approved, who didn't get approved.
Right.
Or it's still pending.
Right.
So, and then if it wasn't pending, then Iraq, motherfucker. So, I was like, I'm out. And I was a sacco on top of that, too. So imagine an alcoholic being a goddamn substance abuse control officer. I used to be in my office fucked up. I had my own couch. I mean, a real office, dog, couch, chair, computer. Motherfuckers be banging on the door. I'm just like sleeping because I was fucked up. Sometimes I have a beer in that bitch. I was just a mess.
So what happened? You
I never got caught, though.
You would open up the door. You burp first. You kick the can underneath the desk. You open up the door.
Man, my
come on in. Let's talk about how you ain't supposed to drink.
Check this out. One of
Yeah,
my
for
gunnies,
real.
because I fell up under S1. So my gunny, he used to come to my office getting fucked up with me. Man, this dude be in there like, don't even answer it. Motherfuckers knocking on the door like, we like, no, don't even answer it. Drinking. Real talk. So everything, but he was always like, is everything under control? And I'm like, I got it. So I was communicating from here in the States to Iraq to get people re-enlisted. I did everything I had to do, and they gave me a NAM. I deserved it.
That's dope.
I deserve that motherfucker. And believe me, I wore that one proud. Should have had a fucking car, but they ain't give it to us. Getting smoked out. Like, motherfucker, dude, we getting shot at it. Cottle, remember Cottle?
Why don't you explain to the people what a car is? Because
Combat action ribbon.
Oh, yeah, I thought he was talking about a fucking
right.
car.
You gotta break down.
Excuse me.
You gotta
Yeah,
break
yeah.
down the acronyms.
I got it. Well,
ladies and gentlemen,
my mind shifted. I'm sorry.
the acronym CAR is in the
Combat action ribbon.
It's a combat action ribbon, right? It means that you've seen combat, whether it was direct or indirect fire, and you took and you gave it back.
Man, and that's the thing. These guys, I probably got one. I just don't know about it because sometimes it takes years for them to catch up. But when we was in KV, Korean Village, Iraq, we got hit up, and a couple of Marines passed away. But that was along the lines when, and I'm not gonna lie to you, man, that American Sniper movie, I was gone for 3 days. I promise it.
Gone
because
where?
You was right there watching it, and I said that sniper was not even Iraqi. He was from Syria.
And he was
And I was like,
in
we were
Fallujah.
out there. Right. He wasn't in Fallujah. He was in Fallujah. He was in Ramadi. He was in everywhere. Los, I mean, I don't even know if I should say this to the people, but maybe I should, man, because my counselor, because I get mental health, told me to talk about it makes it better. I was visiting the goddamn flight line quite often. That's all I got to say. and they hit us with mortars. You already been mortared. You know how it feels. That shit is crazy, loud. Can't believe it. Like, is it coming for me? And it was young boys. That boy was, he was literally, if you watched American Sniper, man, and for the listeners.
Did you see it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was real. I was out there during that time, Los, and I didn't realize it, believe it or not, until like they started showing the dates and shit.
Right.
But we was scared of one sniper, and guess who it was? It was that gentleman, that Syrian. I was like, what the fuck? Because this cat was literally putting people on ice, dog.
Yeah.
And it came through KV.
So you guys were in KV. What year?
What year was that? When did I tear my Achilles? 2007, 2008, I think. It was around that time. But see, that was Chris
Memory
Cowles.
loss.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because
Yeah, it was there
years,
though.
They kind of
All
they
rolled
fall into
together.
each other. Like,
Right.
Yeah. Right.
You've been
right.
when you go out there so many times, man.
Yeah.
You know, and my mom used to ask me, baby, why? Because this is what I did for my mom's heart. And this is crazy. And a lot of people might not think about it because some people just want to be proud and be like, oh, I'm going to Iraq type shit. So the first time I went, I volunteered. The second time I went, I volunteered. Third time I went, I volunteered. The fourth one, I volunteered. But it was only 3 times that I actually volunteered for. Well, I can't say that. We didn't go to combat. That's when bin Laden got killed. We was on the water, dog, about to hit Afghanistan. I'm not lying. I won't lie to nobody. Anybody that served with me and anybody listening out there, they know I ain't lying. And we was just on ship like, shit, man. If we go, we go. But, you know, and the sad thing about it was that I had a fellow sergeant of mine, man. And you know, Motor T, how it's split between drivers and mechanics. Yeah. These cats used to say, I won't listen to my sergeant, but I'll listen to you. If he tell me to go left, I'm going right. Now, what kind of shit is that, dog? This motherfucker, you know what he said to me one time? And it breaks my heart. He said, these motherfuckers right here are going to die for me. Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? I looked at this motherfucker.
That's a bad leader, man.
Dude. Okay. You know, that's one thing I do know how to do is lead in situations. I ain't the best. I'm not trying to fucking toot my own motherfucking horn. I promise it. But I looked at that motherfucker, Los. I said, you a piece of shit. And then I was about to beat this motherfucker ass on ship because he stole one of my cookies.
Man, let's go back to okay, give a fuck about your cookies. Let's go back
Man,
to
fuck that.
Let's go back to that bitch ass sergeant. So you told him he was a piece of shit?
Yeah.
Did he buck up?
Off top.
Did he buck up? Did he say anything
Nah,
back in
he just
return?
looked at me
'Cause
like,
he knew-
you full of shit.
Because he knew he was a piece
He was
of
an ass kissing motherfucker. Now he a staff sergeant. Imagine that. And why ain't I? You feel me?
Listen, man, let's talk about in 2003, I went to Iraq, the initial push, right? OIF. From standing up in Kuwait, gathering all the forces,
Y'all was killing shit,
British
dog.
commandos, Marines, Army.
Yup.
We were in Camp Coyote in Kuwait. And we crossed the LOD. We get into some shit. I'm there. The operation total probably lasted 4 months, right? My unit.
You went out there as a
My
gunner,
unit-
didn't you? You ain't go out there as a mate, did you?
No, I went as squad leader as Provisional Air Rifle Company.
4 fucking months?
No.
Oh.
Listen. My unit, our mission was accomplished within the 4 first months, right, of Iraq. 4 to 5 months. Myself, Sergeant Romir Drit, who you know,
Oh, I love him.
right, and another
Romero, yeah.
2 sergeants and a handful of lance corporals, maybe 1 corporal. We volunteered to stay. So the reason why we volunteered to stay is because shit, man, you get hazard pay. We were getting
Yeah.
paid
Dope.
very, very, very well to be out in combat, and I figured, myself and some of the other sergeants like, hey man, why don't we just, they need squad leaders to help protect
Yeah.
a college that we had just taken over, and we were utilizing that as a fob. So they needed sergeants to stand up platoons to do the convoy security and the perimeter security. So we volunteered, and then
Like, yeah.
here this was probably, we left CONUS being Continental United States, February 14th of 2003. Never forget that day.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Our unit came back in June, right? So my buddies, the guys that we trained with, were back at Camp Pendleton July 4th. I was on a satellite phone with these guys while they were at Delmar Beach
right there where we worked.
barbecuing for the 4th of July.
Right.
And these guys are on the satellite phone and they're crying, talking about we wish that you had came back with us, because you got to understand the relationship that you get with buddies, Marines that you're in combat with, is extremely deep and embedded within the fabric of that relationship. And when you know, or I didn't feel it because they were in safety, but I guess so I can't empathize. But they felt that because we were still in harm's way, that they weren't, their mind wasn't at ease. And it was a handful of us. There was like four. There were 4 sergeants that stayed back, and a handful of lance corporals, maybe 6 or 7 of them. And that's our unit. You know, we're a rifle company, and these guys.
And that shit ain't no joke. So you a grunt. They just turn you into a grunt real quick.
So grunt is infantry.
Right, infantry, man.
Grunt is infantry, ladies and gentlemen. So anyways, we're on the phone. Hey, man, stay safe, be frosty, hoorah. And then, hey, we'll see you when we see you when we come back. We didn't come back to the continental United States until October 5th. So I ended up staying out there from February, because we volunteered, right?
Oh.
So from February till October, what was it at 7-8 months? Excuse me. And 5 days later, I ended up meeting my wife, who, you know what I mean? And it's funny, man, because shit, I can't believe I'm saying this. Before we left to Iraq, you remember Sergeant Farrell?
Of course.
Him and I,
that dude was a hard dog.
Yeah. We were together in 3rd Marine Division in Okinawa. We went to a fortune teller right before we went to Iraq. We was like, hey, man, are we coming back or what? You know what I'm saying?
Jesus,
you know,
I wouldn't have done that.
Well, anyways, so she's like, yeah, gonna be okay. Then, you know, she goes, hey, look, man, in about, 7-8 months or whatever, you're gonna meet the person you're gonna be with for the rest of your life.
Seriously?
I end up coming back, and then I meet my wife, and when it starts to get serious, I started thinking about what it was that the witch had told me. And I'm like, man, I start doing the math, and I'm like, this bitch is on some shit. This, you know what I mean? This might be the one, anyways.
Yeah.
But
man.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm
I
ready.
got
You
you.
married
Yeah,
a
you
sweetheart. She's a sweetheart.
Yeah. So I mean, I remember the first time because I think you went first before me.
Yeah, man. And it's funny.
I went to a mule.
Carol. So me and Farrell, we're bunking in the same room, right? We're the next day we're going to Iraq. The first operation, right? This is the big one. And Burgers is like, yo, let's go out. I'm like, hell no. Are you fucking out of your mind? Because I know what going out with him means. That means drinking all night.
Jesus.
I probably would have been in the break for missing a fucking movement. You know what I mean? I would have ended up somewhere in Tijuana or some shit.
What I was gonna say is, I hope you remember, when we stood right there on the balcony at the barracks, and you talked to my mom.
Yeah.
And I was crying. Like my dog about to go to combat. I love him. Because me and him had our relationship started there, but I remember crying. Remember?
Thinking that
Yeah,
might
man.
not
He might not come back.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, you probably was like, and then he would come back and I would be gone, and then Den would go and we would be gone. It was just like everybody was moving in different rotations.
Right.
And, I think that's why the Army is not that effective, because they put them boys out there for like 12 months, 18 months. You got to do 6-month rotations because the motherfucker got to be pressed, you know. But
Well, my first deployment, I was out there 10 months.
yeah,
Right?
Well, you can get
What was it?
extended.
Yeah, I think 10 months, man. But 12 months out there straight, that's a hardship.
Yeah, man.
Your brain is fried, especially if you in a forward operating base for 12 months. Your brain gets fried. Like, ladies and gentlemen, and we're gonna go into this topic further on. I'm gonna have a good friend of mine who works with the VA. And we're gonna talk about this more in depth. But I don't know, people, civilians, they don't realize the damage that's caused when you put an individual in a stressful situation without any breaks or pauses.
Right.
It deteriorates their ability to produce, think, and sleep in an effective manner.
Right.
And back in the days, they called it when an individual was that fried, they called them shell shocked.
Right.
Individuals just could not produce or could not work effectively. I don't know why the Army does that. I don't know why the Army puts squad automatic weapons on a turret of a Hummer. Ladies and gentlemen,
What do you mean? Assault?
a SAW, a squad automatic weapon, is you basically think of an M4 or an M16 on steroids. It shoots a 5.56 caliber
On the belt.
Right, it's just a M16 on a steroid, but these guys and the Army has more money than the Marine Corps.
Yeah, they do.
And they end up wasting a turret on a Hummer or a 5-ton or a 7-ton by putting a squad automatic weapon, a machine gun that fires 5.56. The Marine Corps don't do that. The Marine Corps don't
240 and up.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen.
Straight
A
up.
squad automatic weapon is utilized on foot patrols. You hear what I'm saying? You out there in a 4-fireman team or 2 squads, and you're carrying that son of a bitch. You know what I mean? It's that small. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not
heavy.
It's not a light. It's not a light machine gun, but it sure as hell is not going to be effective on a turret. On a turret, you need a 240 Golf, which fires
50 cal.
7.62, a 50 cal, which is a beast, or a Mark 19, which
Mark
fires
19.
40 millimeter grenades.
Grenades.
That's
on
what
your
you
ass.
do. I don't understand the Army. I don't understand their ethos. I don't understand their code of. I don't understand every Army dude that I've met, except for one, being Joe Moody. I can't relate to him. I can't.
Hey, well, he was a Marine too, though.
That's why I got love for the dude, and we're able to relate.
So I'm gonna tell you right now, man.
I think Marines have it the hardest.
We do.
There ain't no think. That's the truth.
You guys are grunts,
that's why
kicking
we're-
in doors, on feet.
They're the 911 force of the United States of America. Hey, man, but let's get off that boat. Let's go back to, because we got 15 minutes left. After this, we're gonna go ahead and partake in a little barbecue that we're gonna go ahead, all get together on celebrating your guys' departure. Listen, go ahead.
Okay, I got something for you right now, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, dog.
Hey, hold on, man. I forgot to let me finish the story real quick with Punch. So
Punch.
So so this how your homeboy is, your man over here in the place to be. So he misses PT on a Monday morning, right? Marine Corps, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, you got to show up 0:30, 5 o'clock for PT, whether it's a 4 or 5 mile run, whether it's going to the gym, whatever, right? This motherfucker don't show up.
Uh-oh.
So the sergeants come up to me and taunt. We're both corporals. Hey, corporals, where's your Lance Corporal at? Oh, we gonna find him right now. You don't worry about that, Sergeant. You stand by. We got his ass.
Was he asleep?
Check this
just watch
out.
this shit.
Watch this. So me and Taunch, we knock on the door. He opens up the door, and he over there ironing his camis. He's ironing his camouflage uniform like we gonna be like, oh, look, what a good fucking Lance Corporal we have here ironing his motherfucking camis. I said, I know the trick you trying to play, motherfucker. Where the fuck was your ass at this morning for PT? UA.
Physical training.
But Corporal,
Yeah.
I'm ironing my camis. Fuck your camis, motherfucker. You about to get thrashed. Your ass thought you was slick.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
shit, I know let me iron my camis. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
that's exactly.
Like that was going to make it all better and shit, man.
What a dumbass.
For real.
Well, we used to have to earn our camis and shit. You
Yeah,
know
but
what I mean? And roll
when
your
you're supposed to be
sleeves
there in the morning to run.
Yo, why didn't you
Man,
make
fuck
it?
that.
Why didn't you make it to PT that
I
morning?
don't even remember, man. My mind's so gone. I was fucked up, obviously, and I missed the shit. So I was like, fuck it. Let me earn up and get ready for formation 08 or 0830 or 09 formation. Let me get ready. That's all I was thinking, honestly. Let me at least be clean because I know I fucked up. I was a mess. Carol, I've been a mess for years.
Was that you?
Yeah.
Oh,
He talking
my
about me.
God.
What happened?
He was the one ironing his camis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the thing is
He was trying to play slick.
right.
No
And
shit.
I did a 180. I don't call it a 360. Well, I guess
Hey.
a 360, but yeah. I mean, come on, man. I was on it. But you know, over the years, I came from good leaders like yourself.
I appreciate
Architect.
that. Thank you.
Yeah, for real. You, Turner, Tonche,
Yes.
Romero, Madrid.
Uh-huh.
These cats, they taught me. I was a shithead, man.
Yes. Yes,
know what I'm
yes,
saying?
y'all.
He was still a shithead when I met him.
Oh, ain't that nice to say?
That's where you did the 360,
But
my dog.
yeah, you my dog. But but y'all taught me well in how to be well, I already had it in me, but sometimes you need that guidance,
Right.
And you can't see. This is the thing. You can't come in and I think that's the difference between different leaders. Because you're a leader, you lead in a different way.
Right.
But y'all taught me because we easy, gentle babies until it's time to like put that hammer down. And y'all taught me, and I went through a lot, but it was nothing better to show up in front of that particular person you started a podcast with, and I was a sergeant. Like strong. And I think I was a sergeant with you at one point.
We were.
Yeah, and then you got out.
Right
Yeah.
before I got out.
Right before
we
you got
were-
out, I was a sergeant, the same rank.
Carol, so
I looked at
Yeah,
him,
yeah.
and he just smiled.
Yeah.
He smiled like, my baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just looked at him like,
Yeah.
I think I even pointed at my shit. I think I even pointed at my motherfucking chevron.
chevrons. Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
I'm with y'all.
his rank insignia.
Yeah.
I met him when he was a lance corporal.
Right. And
And
he
then-
was ahead of me, but see, Okie boys, them the real Marines.
That's right. 3rd Marine Division.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
Them motherfuckers right there. Calicio, remember Calicio?
Yeah.
Little kind of, those stocky motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okie boy. This motherfucker stepped on deck with his shit. That cornstarch on them camis.
Locked and cocked.
Oh my God. Shit, motherfucker. You was like, who the fuck is this? Because it's a new person checking in. So you just see them walking through with camis. You don't know who they are because they're going to be new to your unit. And I was like, this motherfucker, his camis, Carol, would stand up by themselves.
Hey,
And so yours would too, Architect.
Sergeant Farrell was from my same company
Them
in the 3rd Marine
motherfuckers.
Division too. Sergeant
Mama
Farrell.
saw I do y'all up. You know what I mean?
Sergeant Farrell was we used to do our own shit. Sergeant Farrell was another hard dog. Let me tell you the settings that we had in Okinawa, Japan.
All right, then I
social
want to
settings.
ask a question.
Sure. Because Okinawa, Japan was it was an island. It was small. It wasn't like Camp Pendleton. You can go to Vegas. You can go up to LA. You can go wherever you want. It was a small base. It was a small island. So you would walk into somebody's room. They'd be drinking beer, spit shining their boots, ironing their camis, 3 or 4 Marines. Hey, hold on. Let me go get my spit shining boot gear. And you come back with your beers
That's
and you're
old
sitting
school.
there, spit shining your boots, talking shit. That's the way we came up.
Yup.
Go ahead, Carol.
I wanted to ask you, so when you got out of the military, did you have a few fucked up years trying to adjust to civilian life again?
I'm still trying to adjust to civilian life.
Yeah.
It never, for some, it's easier than others. I would think it depends on your experiences, whether you were in combat, whether you weren't. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Even some individuals who weren't in combat, there are some mental settings that the Marine Corps had brought to their life as a structure that they no longer have. That it becomes difficult for them to apply it in civilian life. It's much more difficult for the individuals who were in combat and did and saw things. You never
forget that.
You can't you can't erase that. So it's stitched and embedded in your soul, and it's almost like how can I put it? I'm going to compare it to The Shining, right?
Right.
When
He was talking to himself at the bar.
When the old man was talking to the young kid, and he goes, "Hey, you know when something lingers like burnt toast,
yes,
it doesn't go away.
That's true.
That's what lingers when you're in combat and you do something or you see something that you can't erase it. You hope that you forget it, but you know what? You can't forget it, and sometimes it makes life in the civilian world and dealing with things a lot more difficult than not, right?
Yeah, man. Yes,
I was going to say because
hey, that's what's all.
When I met my husband right before he was getting out, and he still has a lot of issues, trust issues. Drives me crazy. He talks to himself, doesn't sleep, just a lot of crazy shit. We're working through everything, and he's much better now. But he ran me through the dirt when I met him.
You know who I feel sorry for are the spouses who are civilians. That's who I really feel especially bad for, because the veteran knows what he's dealing with. He knows the demon that he's dealing with. The spouse who is civilian and has no idea is inside of a dark room and has no way to turn on the light or to get to the door to get out, because he's, I don't want to say stuck in that position, but she has to deal with this. And I'm not going to say monster, but we sometimes at times we do act like monsters.
Monsters is
not that
animals.
We physically assault women, no, but
No.
because of, but what I'm saying is I'm talking about the emotional desperation of significant events. I feel bad for the significant others because they're the ones that I feel carry the burden of having to try to attempt to help the spouse. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I understand what you're saying. In order to stay with him,
you have to take a lot.
I really had to learn. I had to learn because he's a different animal. But you know what? The Marine Corps taught him a lot. His mother raised him well, and the whole combination makes him a wonderful man.
I'm going to tell you something, Carol. I, at the very beginning, was very reserved of who you were going to be.
Oh.
I'm going to be honest. Yes.
Why?
Before I met you.
Oh, go ahead. Just give it to her.
Before I met you.
Because
before I met you. And the reason is because he has had, I know this is my brother. This is my brother.
That's my brother.
Me and this guy, we've had miles and miles and miles of history together, years of history together. We've got into arguments. We've got into fist fights,
Yes.
And I care for the motherfucker, right? And I'm sure you have. But he's had a long history of getting with females that are toxic.
Oh, yeah.
And not good for him.
Trust me, I know that.
Right. And whenever they popped up, it wouldn't fail that my theory was proven correct. Oh, that's toxic. Psh, yup. Homie, I told you. Burgers,
Bitches.
I told you. Next one. Burgers, that ain't, nope. So when your name popped up, I automatically, and I remember this because he wanted to invite you to our home. We were having something, and I told him, I said, Burgers.
I remember that.
It's a little too early, man. No disrespect to her. I don't know her yet, but I don't want to be put in a position that
my wife sees another woman in my house.
Right. And then 2 or 3 months down the line, you know, you guys separate, and what is my wife gonna think of me saying, well, why are you hanging out with a dude that's, you know what I mean? Not that you were doing it intentionally, but, you know, whose wife wants their husband to hang around with somebody who's, you know, constantly, you feel me, right?
I know. But see, I was very reserved. So I knew about this coming to your house, and I was like, dude, I don't know these people. I don't feel comfortable going.
Right.
Because of the type of person he was, I kind of thought the same of you guys. And I didn't want that in my life.
Right.
I was raised Italian.
You thought I am thuggish.
I'm thuggish. I'm thuggish.
So are you.
Yeah, we
but-
all thuggish.
So is my wife.
Yeah, everybody will fuck you
But-
up.
I thought you guys were.
Yeah, every person in this house right now will fuck you up. But
Yeah, twice.
But there is a level of reserve and proper behavior. Right?
Yes.
And I imagined that you would be someone descriptive of the template of
Yeah.
the people that
No.
Like the mad stabber.
females.
You talking about the mad stabber?
No.
Yeah, the mad stab.
I'm not like
Yeah,
that at
right.
all.
Well, I listen, and I just didn't want any random person just coming into my house. Obviously,
Right.
you want your house is your
Your
Yeah.
you know what I mean. That's
sanctuary.
right.
Yeah.
Your censor. That you know what I mean. That's your kingdom. You don't want people with especially people that you don't know to come in with negative vibes and to violate.
Oh, I feel the
You
same
don't want
way.
to smack somebody in their mouth and throw them out your house. But anyway, not that we would do. I would do that to you or my wife would. But what I'm saying is, like, I told them, I said, hey man, get to know her first. Establish some kind of
No,
relationship.
I remember
with her.
that conversation. You said burgers. I was like, what's up, dog? You was like, are you sure, man? Because I do not want to keep you bringing females to my household. And I was just like, dog, I think this is the one. I think I said that to you. I think I really, I mean, I might not be verbatim, but to that extent.
Let me finish what I'm trying to say in summary,
Yes, sir.
right? So, Carol, I am delighted that you got married and you met my homeboy Burgers. You made him a more stable man that I've ever known him to be, more reliable, definitely more responsible and respectable. If now at least if he ain't showing up, at least now he calls up and gives me the courtesy. Before this motherfucker, I believe, we studio time locked in. Tuesday, 10 a.m., 10:45. This motherfucker wouldn't even call. So
Yeah, I got-
you know what I mean. So but now, I mean, but what I'm saying
No, it's
is,
good. You could speak.
what I'm saying
I
is,
don't care.
I Carol, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. I really do, and I'm glad that he met you. Not that you need my blessing. Y'all are already fucking married. Who give a damn about what I
No,
think? But what I'm saying is, I'm happy
appreciated.
that he met you. Because
Yeah.
I know when y'all guys leave, he's gonna be taken care of. So
Well, he takes care of me. And
That's for sure.
I really, he's a man, and
it is.
I needed that. But let me tell you, I was very reserved, and I'd say, hey, I'm gonna stay home, baby. You go do you. You go do you. You got some stuff that you need to still work out. That's not my problem.
we run out of the time.
Yeah.
We
All right.
gotta do this barbecue real quick. But when you guys coming back with the ghetto kitchen is my question.
Let us get moved.
Once
I
we get to
know.
Ohio, man,
And
that's
ladies
another
and
thing
gentlemen,
because
I'm
the
so sad about that.
the fucking moving company talking about you might not get your shit for 20 days.
Then we
20
gotta set
days?
up-
Yeah, I'm like, dude, that's
they're
a motherfucking
fucking
month.
What
assholes.
type of
bitch.
shit is that?
Yeah, dude, I'm not lying to you. So you see what I'm going through, dog? It's so hard to get out this bitch. And I'm like, oh man. Then I got another situation with another brother I'm dealing with, and I'm like, dude, you short on what you was supposed to give me.
Yo, but that's just karma for your monkey ass doing that
Well, I
shit to me.
deserve it. It ain't
Hey,
too
let me
much
tell
out
you
there. I
something.
deal with it.
This everybody's worried about the almighty dollar. What happened to fucking customer service? They don't give a shit.
Hey, you know what? And you're right, because customer service is gonna
That's where it starts.
is gonna bring you returning money,
Exactly.
Right.
or,
So
or if not referral money.
exactly.
Right.
So if someone needs a moving company, I'm gonna be like, yeah, don't hire them.
I feel you. Well, hey, look, guys.
All right.
We're going to go ahead. We're going to close on
Chapter 38.
Chapter 38. But
One love.
But before we go, I want to... Listen, man.
Yeah.
Burgers, you my man. I love you to death. Carol, thank you so much for coming into his life. I appreciate you very, very much. I also appreciate all the time and the laughter. And I know it wasn't a lot of chapters, but the ones that you guys were here, I appreciate it. I had a great time. Your energy,
I really
your input.
enjoyed myself.
You like what we doing here?
Yeah, it's fun.
We could do it over the phone.
Yeah,
we could do
can.
one with Carol, like over the phone. Do one with me over the phone. We'll be straight, dog.
We'll work something out.
You my
man.
dog, Los. I love you to death.
You guys are gonna come see us, right?
Absolutely. And
Dog.
you guys gonna come
By the
back.
water.
Hey, you see how many rooms we got in this house, right? It ain't like we got any people living up in here. So yeah, you got space for you guys to come back.
Check it out.
Hey, you got to come back because you got to visit your daughter.
Nah, she got to come to us.
Oh, okay.
Us.
Hey, and then we're gonna take her to the best amusement park in the nation, dog.
Hey, but
Cedar Point,
but
baby.
you guys are coming back here, right?
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll visit.
Hey, check this out, man. When you come out there, you and wifey, watch this. Cedar Point, right on the water. Amazing goddamn amusement park.
Yeah.
People think Six Flags is on deck. Yeah, right.
Nah.
It's the coldest. Look, do you know you can see Canada from where we live
No
on a
shit.
clear day?
Yeah.
I swear to
Ooh,
God.
So it's got to be cold over there
It's
in the
right.
winter.
It
huh?
is.
Nah, who
Yeah,
cares?
it's gonna be cold. You already know it's gonna be cold. Come on, baby.
I can
Hey,
do it.
layer up. You know what
Hey,
I'm saying?
I'm
Layer
come out
up.
there with my leather, my hoodie.
Yeah, you need
You
Yes.
leather
Bust
hoodie,
that
white
out.
beater, t-shirt, and all that.
You need thermals under your pants.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, it get cold. Hey, Los, we gonna be all right, baby. We gonna be right by the water, dog.
Hey, well, listen, man. It saddens me to see my road dog. Really, man.
I was your road dog. Like,
and in all honesty, you know, goodness, man. Since 2001, it's been you and me, and we always, whether fighting, at peace, or neutral, we always had each other's back. We always came back to the solid foundation of what made our friendship what it is to this day. I'm gonna miss the hell out of you. I don't think you have any idea how much I'm gonna miss you. But I love you, and Carol, you know, once again, I appreciate you very much. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Chapter 38, your homeboy DJ Architect. A big shout out once again to Carol and Burgers.
you.
Good luck to you guys, and we will see you guys in the near future. Hey, guys, listen, some of the topics that we spoke about here on the Chapter of the Architect today on Chapter 38 regarding service members and some of the symptomatic diagnoses and situations that they're going through. We're going to go in depth with an individual who I truly respect and I serve with in Iraq. He'll be on here shortly soon in
think
the
the
upcoming
people need to
chapters,
hear it.
and we're going to be talking about more in-depth situations regarding diagnosis and hopefully be able to help veterans out in the near future with their claims for disability. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Chapter 38. I am your homeboy. I love you guys, man. Thank you so much for the support, listening. DJ Architect out.
DJ Architect.